So I got to try Dreams of Another early on PSVR2. Rather than destroying objects by shooting as in traditional shooting games, here your shots materialize and create the world. This unconventional mechanic offers a gameplay experience that challenges the norms of the genre and invites players into a whole new dimension. That's the official description of it, and I can just say it is very accurate, but it's also not traditional as a shooter in any way. I'm used to playing on Quest 3, and PSVR 2 is still a little bit new to me, so I had to do some, minor adjusting to get things all set up correctly. One of the initial things that you think about when you're playing a VR game is the controls and the comfort. I initially started playing fully standing up, and it is really cool how you grab the gun and you actually aim and shoot where you want to make things materialize. It's just very strange, and feels a little bit constrained. The feeling of creating things with the gun is such a oddly satisfying feeling. As I was playing in first-person mode, I would often feel almost like it was tedious to completely make things appear. I'd have to look around and keep shooting and keep shooting. And once you reach a certain maximum capacity of things that you've materialized, other things start to go blurry again. So it kind of has to be the focus of the area you're in at the time. I had no idea how much better the third-person mode would be. As soon as I started playing third-person mode, I started shooting in the same space that I was just in first-person mode in. I almost fell off the couch because I was amazed at the eye tracking. How cool is that? Everywhere you look as you shoot, it automatically shoots where you look, and that is so awesome. This is the first time I've actually played a VR game where the eye tracking worked at all, so I was actually kind of blown away. It made it so much more fun. The actual controls were partially your eyes, which is nuts. Playing in third person is definitely the way to go with this one. Don't forget to hit that like button, it really helps a lot. It's just so strange. You start out the game as a soldier and you have your PSVR2 controllers and they have the adaptive triggers. So as you're trying to pull that adaptive trigger, you can feel that it won't pull. The character can't shoot the gun. So it's this starting of building this character in a situation of like a war. The dialogue feels very clunky at first and it's very strange all around at the very beginning. Ultimately, you end up in this cycle of these bizarre dreamlike sequences where you are in pajamas and you're running around and shooting stuff, and there's a soldier that's sitting there nearby.
So it's time for us to get to work.
So these little strands that guide you show you where to go next. And you want to pick up every little thing that you find, the little sparkly bits, because those are what you trade in with this guy, who he's in every spot.
It's rude to interrupt someone who's reading.
Oh, sorry. You hand him items that he trades in for upgrades for your character. My very first feelings really were just, what is this? It's just so strange. That strangeness of it all, that surrealness of it all, it just kind of continues as you go. The story is so bizarre and ethereal. You're encountering this little kid who wants to play this piano and you don't know where the piano is, and there are moles that are climbing this wall of gems to come into the real world to ring a bell to get the piano to play because the little boy wants to hear the piano again because an old man used to play it. And yes, it sounds confusing and bizarre, and it's meant to be, but I think that that's part of the point of the game, is it's about dreams. It's the way that our existence is all just this kind of finite thing. We exist only in that dream we're in at the moment. And the game is set up in kind of an episodic way. So you have these weird ethereal moments where you go in and you're shooting some random things and making some stuff happen and materialize, and then you're just laying there in the bed again and you have to press start again like you're starting the game all over, but you're not. You're just continuing. It's cool because a lot of the different elements as you play do seem to have a lot more to them than initially meets the eye. It's definitely very ethereal and very much about life and death and the meaning of existence. This game is all about being existential and bizarre. So the game has like a built-in slow down system where it's like it wants you to take breaks between the dream moments. If you're expecting a full-on hardcore first-person shooting experience, look elsewhere, because this is not that. It is definitely a very bizarre, absolutely surreal experience, but in the best way. The visual style is one of the biggest standout things about this. It's like bokeh, where it's like out of focus blobs, and then when you shoot the circles, they turn into squares that are like pixels that are actually constructing the world around you. Another thing that's so great about it is it's just so immersive. You just completely get enveloped in this bizarre, surreal world. And when you move your hand over things, your hand will go through them and make the pixels move around, which is actually a really cool part of it that just adds to the strange immersion of it all. It's such a specific type of vibe, and in the full 3D VR world, it's just breathtaking to be in the middle of. The moment for me that really stood out the most was that transition from the first-person shooting mode to the third-person shooting mode when the eye tracking became a factor. It made it so much more of just a fun experience as you play to unveil what's in front of you in the world just by looking at it. That by itself for me is worth the price of admission. Coupling up the bizarre and super cool clean graphics with that eye tracking, it's just an experience like nothing I've ever had before. I can't think of a game that felt like this does. It is super trippy, bizarre, surreal, and well worth your time. If you have PSVR2, I feel like this is a must play. I feel like this is one of those rare titles that truly feels specific to that headset because of the haptic feedback and the vibrations, everything about the combination of the controls in that third-person view with the eye tracking, it just all feels so tightly put together. So ultimately, I highly recommend Dreams of Another on PSVR2. That is it for today's video though. Thank you so much for watching. Go try something new. I'll see you soon on GameList Plus.